Hello, Crisis. Ugh. Hey, Narble. I'm doing all right. Hope you're all having a good day. Little disappointed by some of the changes to the powers, but to be honest, I'm not too surprised. But yeah, it is a little disappointing. Oh, I need to. That's what was missing. There we go. Talked about Power Riff a month ago. Yeah, it's one that was too strong, and so that's what I'm not surprised by, because it's so good, and you couldn't get a couple of them, which is yeah always crazy. Cleaner Nerd, thank you for the prime, appreciate it. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, we'll go into it a little bit more later, but they adjusted the rarities for a lot of the different powers or items in the game. And some of them, like Power Riff, is now going to Epic. It used to be rare. It was pretty much one of the best rare items you could possibly get. So a little bit sad there. Yordle Portal going to a common. Yeah, not too surprising. That was one that honestly wasn't good enough to be rare. So I get it. This one kind of hurts. Evolution going to legendary. Like, it was a very good epic power, but to me, I think it was good enough to stay rare. And also, this is one that it's been epic for like the very start of the game. So this one being bumped up to legendary, that one hurt. That was like, I was actually surprised by, and yeah, felt kind of bad. Also, Enfeebling Strike, that one kind of sucks too, which again is understandable. It was like the best defensive power in the game, especially for a common. So yeah, makes sense. Power Overwhelming, round end, grant allies everywhere 1/1. This is actually nice and does make this a little bit better. Guys, yeah, the fact that this was only your board made it honestly not even that good. But now the fact that it's everywhere is actually pretty good. At least it gives an interest to level 50. Yeah, the higher level you get, the more chance you have to get the better upgrades. Also, yeah, this is one that, like, I get it, but also kind of hurts. Like, it is an incredibly good rare power, and the fact that it is now epic is a little rough, because this has been in the game for so long. So yeah, the patch notes should drop in just a couple minutes here when the hour flips over. They did also drop the battle pass. Not really anything. I mean, it seems just like a repeat that we've seen for the past while, especially last month where we also only had like one champion. So it's just about Kayle, and the primary region is Targon. So you get a bunch of Kayle fragments. You're able to get some star crystals, star vessels. So overall, you should get like half or over half of a Nova crystal, because you have the gold vessel, and then several spots where you just get the shards. So yeah, nothing here really stood out as new or different to me. It is nice you get a gold star vessel and what looks like a golden vault for free. So that's a pretty nice big upgrade. So at least there's that. Yeah, I didn't see anything here that seemed too crazy. But if I missed something there, definitely let me know. Hello, Rivi. I'm doing all right. I was wondering how they'll tackle multi-region champs. For example, I have a PNZ Nova Crystal, but can't get my Heimer up to 6 stars. Yeah, they just have to select a region and go for it. I think one thing they said is that for all Bandle City champions, they're all gonna count Bandle City as their main region. So most of them are multi-region, but they'll all just go for Bandle. And then for some of the other ones, it's kind of just either the first one, or they may just decide for whatever works better for them. All right, we're gonna let the first ad go through here in a moment. Hopefully we can get that done before we have the patch notes drop. The patch notes aren't out yet, but they should be out very soon. Also, if anyone gets the patch notes, feel free to post them in chat, because sometimes it takes a little bit for mine to show up for whatever reason. Don't really know why. Can you make Nova Crystals? If you have 100 Nova Shards, or Fragments, whatever they're called, then yes, you can make a Nova Crystal that way. It's always the first region, right? Morgana is Targon Demacia. She takes Targon. All the Bandle have Bandle first, and then their region. I think it's supposed to be the top one is first. I don't know if that's a rule they've actually stuck with completely, but I think that's generally the rule. Yeah, I didn't know if there was some exceptions. So yeah, patch notes should be dropping any moment here. Although I do think sometimes they actually drop them at like 1:15 or 1:30, as opposed to just 1 o'clock. So we'll see if that happens. Also, this is pretty funny how it just does not line up at all. Oh well. Would this be set patch 6.1? Yes. What's your favorite food to cook? Generally it's been chicken fajitas is my go-to meal that I would cook, especially back in college. Any answer apart from toast is incorrect. I don't know if I'd really call toast cooking per se. What's the best 5-star challenge to do for Warwick and Mbessa? Generally, you can go to Viego. That's normally the best 5-star challenge. Although Warwick specifically, Warwick is better in Swain, and Mbessa can be a bit better into Lysandra, but normally Viego is the easiest 5-star. Been stuck at 90 target crystals, they finally come in handy. Nice. Alright, so it's a couple minutes past 1. So either they are a little bit late, or it's just not going to happen until like 1:15 or 1:30. So yeah, that is a little sad. Let's... Alright, while we're waiting, I'm going to pull up something that... I thought Paulo posted. Yeah, they changed a lot of the rarities, which we will be going over. So I saw it yesterday. Not really seen it at the moment, but one of the directors posted a screenshot of some of the powers. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have Star of Discovery. Spells you acquire in adventures that have 3 or more have Battle Banner, which you can see right here. Give allies 1/1 this round. So this going off by hitting all of your units should then be buffing up a whole bunch of units in your deck. Or not your deck, but your hand as well. So this would have really good synergies for your 3-star and your 1-star. Then also right here, this is the Blessing of Targon. This is what your 2-star is making. This has Mana Potion, which we assumed it was going to get. So this is going to make it go from a 4 cost to a 2 cost. So that's going to be very good. So yeah, that's one thing that is noteworthy. And then since we're waiting, we will go ahead and go over some of the rarity changes. All right, so yes, Power Riff, it is or was one of the best possible items to get on your champion or just units or cards in general. It was rare. They're making it go up to epic. Is a bit sad, but this one isn't too surprising because it was one of the best additions to the game as far as items for cards. So that's going to epic. Yordle Portal is going to common. Also makes sense. This wasn't really that good of a rare upgrade. Some champions liked it, but overall it wasn't really that big of a deal. Endless Wealth goes to epic. Pretty good because, yeah, this was pretty terrible. It was the worst legendary in the game, generally. Hey, Torcat. Welcome. Yeah, the Power Riff, that one hurts a little bit. Power Overwhelming, this is everywhere. So it's not just grant allies 1/1. This is now buffing up all of your units, which is really, really good because, yeah, this was also just a pretty crappy legendary that it made sense when the game first came out and matches were going on longer, but normally there's not that many rounds that you're having units on the board anymore for a lot of matches, and so it really didn't work out that well. Here, though, this is going to be actually very impactful, so it's actually going to be good now. Enfeebling Strike goes up to rare. Again, it's a little surprising just because it took them this long to do it, because it's been in the game for so long and they never touched it. But it was like one of the best common powers in the entire game. So this going to rare makes sense. Evolution, this one really hurts. It goes up to legendary. For me, I liked it as an epic. It was a good epic, but it wasn't even good for everyone. Like, there's some people that this is the best power to get in the game. There's some other people that you actually don't even have that many keywords, and so it's not even that good. So this is a little sad and hurts a little bit more just because, yes, this was one that's been in the game for so long. So yeah, this one goes up to legendary, hurts a little bit. Patch notes haven't dropped yet, or haven't seen them. So while we're waiting, we're just going over some of the other changes that, I mean, also, these are all leaks, so take them all with a grain of salt, but it's the day before the patch. This is probably going to be pretty accurate. Inheritance, when an ally dies, grant its power to unit in hand. Again, this was a really good rare. I liked it as a rare. I thought it was pretty solid, and it lets you just combo with a lot of other powers, but yeah, and it kind of hurts. Converging timelines, this is hilarious to me, unless I need to read this. First time you play a follower each round, pick one of 3 followers. Okay, they added this. Fantastic. That costs 3 more to transform it into. That's actually better. They did make this up to epic, but this was just one of the worst powers in the game. I even asked a couple times on stream, I was like, does anyone ever want this power? And I was like, no one ever wanted it. Now, though, since it's going to be transforming your unit into one that costs 3 more, you can actually get value from this, and this could be a worthwhile pickup. So that's really nice. This is actually one change that's actually really good. Wounded Prey, when an enemy with 2 or more health is summoned, deal 1 damage to it. Little surprised by this one, but this was one of the best powers in the game. I even asked a couple times on stream, I was like, does anyone ever want this power? And I was like, no one ever wanted it. Now, though, since it's going to be transforming your unit into one that costs 3 more, you can actually get value from this, and this could be a worthwhile pickup. So that's really nice. This is actually one change that's actually really good. Wounded Prey, when an enemy with 2 or more health is summoned, deal 1 damage to it. the more I think of it, it's like I kind of get it. Quite often I would see this when it was a rare. I normally just wouldn't bother picking it up. I would often re-roll it because, yeah, on a lot of champions, you just kind of didn't care. So going to a common, a little bit surprising, but yeah, I'm not. It makes more sense after playing around with it because you're like, I almost never would choose this on anyone. Not domination. This is one that also really hurts. Sojo, thank you for the prime. Appreciate it. Usually can't catch you live, but I'm always watching the VODs. Keep up the good work. Awesome. Thanks. This one definitely hurts. Round start rally. This was a really good rare, and so I'm not surprised in the fact that it was one of the best rares you could get. But I really liked it as a rare, and since it's been in the game for so long, like this and Evolution, both of those getting upgraded, it's like, yes, both of them were really good, but it hurts. So it's a little sad. Some more here, though. Your units have evolved. This going to a common. I think this could be pretty good, and honestly, I think this will be a pretty strong common. There's going to be a lot of champions that stack keywords, and so this is just going to give all your units like 2/2 often. So that's not bad. Pursuit of Progress, when you summon a unit, refill 1 spell mana. So this is essentially the same thing as Heimerdinger's power. And yeah, it'll be pretty decent. I don't know if there was any other ones that I missed for those, or if those were all of the leaked ones. Let's go here and see if we see anything. Again, if anyone else sees patch notes, for some reason, they're always like load for me last. So definitely post them. Yeah, some of the powers, those 2 ones that they kind of showcase there, these seem really strong for common powers. Like, I'd kind of expect both these to be rare, potentially. We might get new epic relics, Hopium. I think if we did, there'd probably be data mined by now. Also note that not everything gets data mined, and some of the stuff that we see doesn't actually get added in. So sometimes they'll show a whole bunch of powers, but they kind of don't ever get turned on. So don't necessarily expect that we're going to see all of these. Now, for the rarity changes, yes, I think those ones will go through, but sometimes they forget to turn on some of these ones. Patch note release is region-based. I feel like that'd be kind of weird, but maybe. Yeah, if we did get any epic relics other than the Kale one, I think we probably would have seen it by now. Also, one thing I kind of realized that I should have thought of before, they mentioned that this patch we're getting quality of life improvements. We might get the champion filtering. That could be the quality of life improvement they are bringing in. Yeah, right here. So the next patch will come with quality of life updates, rotation for ranked, fresh PvE encounter, and PvP champion go to PvE. So that quality of life update, I kind of don't think it's going to be the glory store. I hope it is, but I kind of doubt it. I think it's probably going to take a little bit more time for them to finish that, but maybe we'd be able to get the sorting for our champions, getting that in the game, which would be really nice. Hi, looking to learn about LOR. I want to play, even with a tutorial, I don't understand much. New to card games. Well, fantastic. Welcome. There's my main YouTube channel. I have tons of videos, and if you search for like beginner's guide or build videos for all the different champions, I have a bunch of content there that can help you out. And then also we have a Discord where you can go ask people for help, and people will help you out however they can. If there's some concept you're not really understanding or getting, or you just need a question you can't see the answer online, going in there and asking would be a pretty good resource for you. I was expecting it's going to be this patch like it was confirmed. I don't see that confirmed anywhere. And I've been trying to pay attention to the different places where the devs normally drop stuff. But yeah, I haven't seen anything. But again, could have missed it. Followed you on YouTube. Nice. Hopefully it's able to help you out. All right, patch notes. So it's almost 1:15. Oh, the Discord link expired for you. It wasn't supposed to expire. Well, I'll look into that and try to get that fixed. All right, it's 1:15. Everyone try to refresh. Sometimes they drop it at the 15-minute mark. Sometimes they do it at the half an hour. So try to see if you can see it anywhere. Power Rift change is unfair. Most of the time, the weaker Chalice of Unity, whatever it's called, the 3-cost item. Yes, but Chalice of Unity is only on spells. It's not on units. There's another Discord link if someone needed one to join. I tried to wait until my stream was like a little bit before 1 because I know last time that the patch notes took a while. The Power Rift change, they changed a lot of the rarities for items as well as powers. So Power Rift is going to be a epic and as opposed to a rare, which definitely hurts. They wait till you stream then delay them. Apparently. .512 was at 2 p.m. EST. Oh, I thought it was at 1. But I didn't double check. Some of these, they sometimes lie. The time they say they release isn't always the case. That's sad I miss it being rare. Yeah, a lot of these are a little bit sad. They're pretty much all understandable, but is a little sad. It does kind of shake up the balance in the game, sort of. Power Rift being epic isn't bad for a Guardian Orb, though. It kind of depends on who you're playing for Guardian Orb. So normally with Guardian Orb, you already have your champion on the board. And so getting cost reduction isn't really going to help you for that. It can help for other things in your deck that you hit, but if you're just trying to stack one champion, then it won't actually help that much. Endless Garbage is still bad. Endless Wealth, yeah, there's generally not that much of a point. Like, if you see this as your very first power, then it can be worth picking up, because then you just know, okay, whatever's in the shop, I can just pretty much buy as much as I want, and then you're fine. So if it's your, like, very first power, then it can be good. Pretty much other than that, it's normally not worth picking up. Endless Wealth can be common, not gonna lie. I I feel like if they made it common, I would want them to make it like 100 additional gold. I think with 200 additional gold, I feel like rare would be actually decent for it. Like, yeah, this can be good if you're running very specific relics, and then you're like, oh, great. But generally, if you're not running those relics, it's not worth picking up. Evolution is really on the edge of being understandable with Deadly being around. Yeah, the Evolution one definitely hurts. Make it legendary again, but give it the double your gold power from that one weekly. That would be more interesting, yeah. All right, let's see here. Working on something that could be really good. All right, so we have a dev or Lope that was able to send me the patch notes. So I will work on pulling those up. All right, it is being a little bit of a pain. Let's... All right, there we go. That should be better. All right, there we go. Patch notes. All right, thank you, Lope. I'll need to actually just drag this down. There we go. You know what? Actually, yeah, we'll just get rid of that. Okay. So we have the 6.1 patch notes. New content. New PvE champion, Kayle. Kayle arrives in the Path of Champions roster ready to deliver swift justice with a new constellation. So the new star powers, we have the military training. When an ally attacks, grant allies with the same name everywhere. That shouldn't be there. Everywhere, one power. That is the one for Ambessa, but we'll just skip on that since we get it early. But it's the shared blessings. When you give or grant stats to an ally in play, grant a random ally one power. That's the 1 star. And then for the 3 stars you see right here, you're giving the same amount. Actually, I wonder. All right, there we go. That should be a little bit better for people. All right. And then we have the 2-star Celestial Aid. +1 starting mana, round start, create a Blessing of Targon in hand. If you already have one, reduce this cost by 1. The Blessing of Targon is 4 cost, burst speed, grant an ally 3/3. So you're able to use that to buff up one of your units. If you just have the 1 star, then you're giving one of the cards in your hand 1 power. But if you have the 3-star, you're then giving it the same amount of stats. So there we go. Fantastic. For the 4-star, we have Rush Them Down. When you summon an ally, give it 1/1 this round. This can be nice for Kayle because she's all about trying to buff up your units and attack with buffed units. So it's good in that regard, but potentially, we'll have to see in game. But when we summon this, it potentially is going to count for our 3-star. So essentially every time we play a unit, it's also buffing up our hand, which could be really good if it does synergize in that way. That's great. We have Mana Flow, Game Start, get a Mana Gem. So that's going to be pretty simple, straightforward. Everyone's same one. Day of Judgment. When you play a 5-star or 5+ power ally, it deals 3 to all enemies. If it's 10 or more power champion, it strikes all enemies instead. This will be pretty nice for being able to get some consistent damage down pretty early on, especially if you're at this point with your 6-star. Almost every unit you play is going to have 5 or more power, so pretty much every time you drop a unit, you're going to be dealing 3 damage to all enemies, which is very good. You're probably not going to drop that many 10+ power champions other than your Kayle. Kayle and potentially your support champion. So this is only going to happen like normally 1 or 2 times in a match, but this could be a massive swing in power for you. This should be a very fun 6-star. The starting deck, since we got these early, these aren't loaded in, but this is all on Twitter. So if you need to go and see them there, that's where that is. We have the new relic for her. If I'm KL, +1 starting mana, and then I have 1 power for each adventure you've won, or each encounter you've won this adventure. So as the adventure goes on, you're able to make your KL more and more powerful, and giving her more power means she's going to level up faster, she's going to hit her power thresholds faster, and get to that like double attack overwhelm faster, which is fantastic. All right, new encounter. So we know nothing about this yet, so let's see what it is. A new rare encounter, Stargazer, has been added to the pool of encounters that can be generated on any map. Stargazer lets you buy powers like Smooth Soloist, but drawn from Teamwork's star pool. Okay, so that's just a new encounter then. This will be like one of the exclamation points. I don't think this is actually the new adventure, so apologies. New encounter. That'll be interesting. So this is any map. So similar to Smooth Soloist. Smooth Soloist is one of the best encounters in the game. Okay, so it's interesting how they're kind of adding in the teamwork event into kind of just the normal play pattern of every game. So that's actually really nice. Cool. Next, Arcane Champions power encounters. The champion power encounters from the Arcane event have been added to the pool of encounters that can be generated on any map. They are very rare, so keep your eyes peeled. So I think these are the ones like Samira's Arsenal, where when you go there, you're going to just get Samira's powers that you can buy. This is really good, and this is actually kind of the one way you can get champions 2 stars. Other champions 2 stars, so that is really nice. So we're going to get more encounters. Can't remember the last time they really added new encounters than like last patch with the teamwork modifier. So that's pretty fun. New bundles. So for Kayle, we have the Celebration bundle, 4-star bundle, 5-star bundle, and Kayle's Battle Pass bundle. That is kind of the same as always. The Celebration bundle is where the Epic Relic is. So that's really good. Change list. So we're kicking off the new year with long-awaited quality of life updates to features such as champion roster, adventure details, and relic inventory. Okay, so that is massive. I'm assuming this means like the sorting for your champion roster, and the fact that they also are adding that for the relic, because both those screens, it's kind of a pain to find anything these days. I'm not sure how the adventure details are really going to change. I guess they should tell us more right here. I'll keep reading. So, players will be able to sort the champion roster with the ability to sort by alphabetical order, star level, upgradability, and region. Fantastic. Players will be able to filter the champion roster. That's the same. Okay, I thought my dyslexia was getting the better of me. Multiple filters can be applied at once. Fantastic. Champion roster upgradability calculations will no longer take wild fragments into account. That's very nice, because that was always a little annoying when it just showed you could upgrade like almost everyone because of wild fragments. This is massive. This is really, really good. Adventure details. Relic Link. A new button will redirect players to the relic inventory before starting an adventure. Okay, that can be nice. If you have empty relic slots, the button will glow to remind you before starting the adventure. This is a very nice quality of life change. I think it's probably going to be similar to like the monthly challenges, where in the monthly challenge screen, you can go and change your relics. And if you hit back, you're going to go to the monthly challenges. It's not like you have to go completely out of that. So that's really nice. Quick swap recommendations. A second new button will open a flyout with 3 champion recommendations for the selected adventure, and a quick line to the champion roster. Interesting. So I wonder if this is kind of automatically generated, or like if this is just showing this takes Demacia, here's the Demacia champion that you have, or if it's one that the devs think would work well, like, hey, this is the Swain adventure, Swain is really good here, to go against this. So I kind of wonder how they are making these recommendations, but that'll be interesting to see in game. Monthly challenge and shop buttons on the world map, which you see right over here, are now hidden when adventure panel is open. That's really nice, just making it a little bit more clean. It can look a little crowded at times, so nice change right there. Relic inventory. Relic inventory now has a new layout. By default, relic inventory will filter by only equipable relics, which hides relics that can't be equipped to the champion's current unlocked relic slots. So if you don't have any relic, or like if you don't have any rare relics or epic relics for this champion, like if they are a brand new champion, it's just going to show you the common relics. I think that's what this means. That'll be really nice. This filter can be toggled on and off via checkbox. Nice. Players can search their relic inventory based on text and relics associated card mechanics. That can be really nice. So potentially you can just put in like overwhelm, and then it's going to give you all the different relics that have overwhelm. So you can actually see like, okay, this champion, they really need to have overwhelm, like Lee Sin, for example. And then you can see, okay, do I want to get it from like this relic or this one? You kind of weigh it. That's really nice. All right. Players can also filter relics by rarity and number of copies owned. So just giving us more sorting mechanics. Really good. Echoes of teamwork. Many champion star powers have been added to the general power pool. Some existing powers have been adjusted or removed from the pool. We were seeing that a little bit earlier. That's kind of cool. So it's some of those are coming over to the general one. Nice. New events that allow you to purchase champion star powers have been added to all the adventures. So I think that was right up here. The power encounters that they mentioned, how they now can generate on any map. And yeah, the Stargazer. All right, this is all really cool. Changed powers, so some of these aren't quite loaded in, but again, we did get these early, so it makes sense. Following powers have been added to the power pool from either champion powers or weekly nightmares. Okay, so these are ones that were champion specific or were in the weekly nightmare pool that we potentially can get as players now. So that's really interesting. So this looks like the Samira one. Your first time you damage the enemy nexus each round. The next card you play costs 3 less. That's nice. Oh, zoomed all the way out. As attack spawn 3, so Alawi, Tom Kench, Jinx, the Neela, Yumi. Okay, so just a lot of the champion powers are coming in as normal powers to the game. That'll be interesting. And then some of them, yes, did get changed. Some of the ones that do hurt a little bit is like the evolution going from epic to legendary, and we did see some of these a little bit earlier. Coalition G, thank you for the prime, appreciate it. Hello, Eclipse Skyline Gaming. Enfeebling going up to rare, understandable. This one's actually really nice. So converging timelines, they're changing it, so now it's transforming into a follower that costs 3 more. This used to be kind of one of the worst powers in the game. I was even talking with chat. I was like, is there any champion that actually wants to pick this up? And no one could think of a champion that this was actually worth grabbing. But now that it's actually giving you a better champion or better follower, this can actually be pretty good. So that's actually going to be really nice. This one is the power overwhelming. They changed it, so it's not just your allies in play, it's all of your units everywhere. So that is really, really good. These were replaced by close analogs from the champion star pool. Okay, so like the Hextech Observatory, getting rid of this because they added in like the Lux power. That makes sense because it's like the exact same thing. And the Lux one doesn't take up a slot on the board. So that's nice. Craftsman favor. Yeah, this is the same thing as the Orin ones. Makes sense. All right, so yeah, some of them didn't load in, but again, got them a little bit early. Oh. Removed from the pool. Is this just ones you can get anyways, or is this only ones you can generate? So is Reckoner's Mark just gone? 2/2, and when I'm summoned, the strongest enemy and I strike each other. So I guess these were ones that, yeah, just got removed apparently. That's a little bit sad because Reckoner's Mark is one of the most fun powers. Curse Symbol. This one was also pretty fun. Chronomancy, Summon a Preservarium. Now you can get more items on cards at once through things like Support Champion Kits. We want to prune down the numbers of items so you'll get jump scared by Ephemeral less. Okay. Changed Emporium offers Beast Within will no longer be available. Instead, Black Shield will be available for a limited time. So normally in the Emporium, there's one epic relic that you can just buy on its own. So last month it was Beast Within, and this time it's Black Shield. Bug fixes. Fish an issue where the monthly challenge champion selection would scroll back to the top when selecting a champion. That was annoying. Fix an issue where Warring Kingdom's Tryndamere skin was missing art assets in the details model when viewed from the skins tab in the store, card collection, or purchase confirmation model. Fix an issue where Overwhelming Impact were missing gold highlights and Cool Experiments text. Yeah, I did notice that one. Fix an issue where Cosmic Blessings did not show the correct VFX when claimable in the Battle Pass. All right, this is a pretty big patch with a lot that has been adjusted. So even though we only got one champion, it does make sense when they're adding a lot or changing a lot in the game, because they're adjusting a lot of powers, they're adding a lot of powers into the normal mix for encounters. They're also doing this massive overhaul with almost all the UIs in the game. So your normal UI, your monthly challenge and shop won't be there when you're looking at adventures. The adventure screen is going to be different, letting you swap out champions, giving you champion recommendations. You can now actually filter all of your champions, which is going to be so nice. You can also filter your relic inventory. So that is pretty good. The one thing, that wasn't noticed in here that I think is supposed to be in the patch is, I thought they said we're getting new in adventure. So yeah, nothing about that at the moment. So hopefully that's still coming, and hopefully it has 2 difficulties. I know they said they want to do that for most of their adventures going forward. That's what they did with the Fiddlesticks one. Oh, maybe they only said encounters on Twitter. I'll look at that, because if that was the case, then I just always misread it as adventures. Okay, a fresh PvE encounter. Okay, so it was an encounter. I thought it was a adventure. I forgot that the ones with the exclamation point are considered encounters. So that's my bad. All right, so I still, don't see the notes posted here. All right, so we're not getting a new adventure, but we did get the new encounters. But overall, this will be pretty nice for the game, being able to actually get sorting. This has been a massive thing the game has needed for a long time. Yeah, the Glory Store won't be, it doesn't seem to be out tomorrow, but honestly, that is not surprising because I figure they're going to need a little bit more time to work on that. But this is going to be huge. The fact that they teased the champion roster sorting earlier, we didn't really we didn't know if we were getting these other things as well. All right, looks like we also have... Actually, I'll wait till the ad drops. All right, everyone should be back. All right, so we have a list of the champions that are rotating in and rotating out, because that's also happening in the patch notes. They are going to be adding that in. So most of us probably don't play PvP, but for any of those that are still doing that, here is a list for you. So rotating in, we have Nora, Alawi, Quinn, Tryndamere, Ahri, Katarina, Azir, Thresh, Zoe, Janna, Jhin, Kennen, Misfortune, Galio, Lissandra, Master Yi, Sion, Akshan, Kayle, and Jace. So those are rotating in, and then those that are rotating out: Tristana, Gangplank, Poppy, Volibear, Yasuo, Vladimir, Ziggs, Vex, Aphelios, Jinx, Bard, Lulu, Nami, Lucian, Anivia, Aurelia, Darius, Kai'Sa, and Soraka. So those are the ones that are going out. Just saw the rarity changes, kind of pissed right now. I mean, most of them are pretty understandable, and it'll probably help the balance be better overall. Sonny's not going to be happy with the no Ezreal rotation. Oh, right. I think I heard him talking about that a while ago, like a patch or two ago. The strike and ephemeral removal is really nice. That's one that I'm a little bit more mixed on, because I know I actually liked both of those. I had fun with Reckoner's Mark. I thought it was a very enjoyable relic, because I really like the strikes, but I know that this is something that can mess with a lot of builds. So Guardian Orb will actually be a bit better now, because before you could sometimes get Reckoner's Mark and you could end up just having your champion kill itself, unfortunately. I'm confused with these removed from the game or just can't be generated. So it doesn't say exactly, because yeah, it says removed from the pool. So it says right here that some of these were replaced because close analogs to other star champion powers. So I figured that would just mean some of these powers here. It seems like these might just be removed from the pool overall from ones you can just get. Now, sometimes they're removed from the pool where it can't be generated, but sometimes they still appear in specific encounters like shops, or this one, there's an encounter that you directly put this on cards that you choose. So some of these, you might still be able to find them in specific situations like that. But as far as randomly showing up on cards, probably not going to happen. Don't be difficult. There we go. I don't know if I like them adding champion powers to the regular pool. Makes playing each champion less unique and individual. I mean, in some regards, they kind of already were. Like ones like this is just the Lux power. So getting the actual Lux power instead of this kind of is fine. And then also for Craftsman Favor, like this is also just the Ornn power. So that makes sense as well. It will be interesting. I definitely get your worry about your champions not feeling as unique, but I think overall it will be solid. Because like Glutton for Punishment, the Tahm Kench one, this is just an epic version of the common power. So getting that will feel pretty normal for a lot of people. And then some of these ones, like Collect Your Bounty, it'll really feel like just another cost reduction one. I don't know. I think I think playing with it will be fine, but I definitely understand your concern where you might not feel quite as much, or not make your champions feel quite as unique. Wonder if Voidling Shell will ever come back. I think it probably will at some point. They were saying they wanted to fix it. Oh, this thing is being difficult. But yeah, I'm really excited to actually play with a lot of this in-game. The fact we're also getting the relic inventory and the adventure change or detail screen will be really nice. Jinx power is good because there were only like 2 to 3 good legendary powers worth taking. The rest were a waste of gold. Yeah. I think overall the positives will outweigh the negatives. Because for one, you could now be playing like Swain or Jinx and be able to get, not Swain or Jinx, Swain or Vex, and be able to get the Jinx 6-star as a legendary, which would be pretty awesome. What if they're trying to reduce the sizes of each pool, make those bonuses to epic and legendary find chance worth something? Finally be worth something? Yeah, some of the changes do definitely hurt because it's kind of a nerf to some of our favorite powers, like Enfeebling Strike going to rare, Evolution going to legendary, and Rally going to epic. But if we're being honest, all of the ones that they're adjusting were kind of the most powerful. Like Enfeebling is definitely the best defensive common power in the game, and you could just say like one of the best common powers in the entire game. The Battle Pass bundle is just the normal bundle. That's, I think, what it's called every time. So yeah, the new encounter will be the Stargazer. So this will be quite nice. Smooth Soloist was one of the best encounters you could get in any adventure. So pretty much getting another Smooth Soloist, but for champion star powers, will be very nice to see. Hello, Jump. So it is fun that this game is kind of testing things out with their events and then potentially adding them into the game. I don't know if some of you have played, like, for me, I play some ARPGs like Diablo, Last Epoch. I don't really play a lot of Path of Exile, but that's another one where they'll often have a season where they add something crazy to the game, and then often they'll be able to test it there and kind of determine if they want to add it to the game overall. And it seems like the devs here might be doing a very similar thing. Now, we're getting 3 to 4 events a year. I think 4 events a year. I think what they said earlier was it was like 2 months on, 1 month off. So you have the event for 2 months, 1 month with no event, and then 2 months with an event again. This can be pretty fun for them to be able to try some kind of crazy or wacky ideas. And if something works and the community really likes it, then they can try to do what they're doing right here with these encounters and try to add it into the game permanently in some regard. But if there's some encounters where it's just, or some seasonal events where it's just a little bit too crazy, or the community doesn't really find it fun, then it can just be like, okay, it was a good test there. I don't think we'll actually end up adding it. Love when game run events that add them as official mechanics when they see how much the players love them. Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised that we're getting these back so soon. So this is actually pretty awesome that even though the teamwork or the Legends of Arcane event is ending, we're still getting the teamwork modifier carrying on right away. Like, I figured they were going to add it in the future, but kind of surprised we're seeing it already. Surprised they did in the patch right after the event. Same, but I'm happy with it. Coalition G, thank you for the sub. Sorry if I missed that earlier. And Joker, thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. LOR team was like, you like that? Here you go. Yes, it's pretty good. I'm really excited to check this out in game though. Like honestly, normally the first thing we do is jump in and just play the new champion. We're probably going to spend a bit of time, not that long, but just looking at all the new UI, and yeah, it'll be pretty nice. Lopez and Sunny's chat and just said there'll be 2 existing champions coming to PvE in February. Nice. I mean, that's kind of what I expected. Although I guess 2 existing champs coming to PvE. So I guess that's champs from PvP. Since people were saying it's 1 a month. Oh yeah, I didn't think that was the case, especially after seeing the patch notes. It's like, okay, they wanted to get a really big feature out here because this is pretty massive. This is understandable why they're not able to do more or do 2 champions this month. I feel like there's more of a balanced quality of life patch, which is a bit disappointing to me since I always look forward to new adventures and new patches. I get that, but I think this is going to massively help the game and make the game feel better overall. So I think getting this quality of life improvements is going to be better than necessarily getting a new champion this month. This is the first time we're actually getting something like this in a long time, to be honest. Exactly. Like, I love new champions as well, new adventures, but this is pretty big. I'll look here, see if the patch notes have been posted yet. They're still working on it, and it's... Apparently last month they came out at 2, which is in 5 minutes. All right, looks like they haven't been posted yet, but it should be soon. No, they are also rotating. We went through the list just a little bit ago. Here's a list of champions that are getting rotated. They're adding it into the patch notes. It just didn't get added in already. So this is the list of the champions that are rotating in. Let's see if we can actually just... So that's all the champions that are rotating in. And then in a little bit, we'll scroll down to all the champions that are rotating out. It's honestly not the best timing for the quality of life patch with not so much new content, considering last patch was lackluster. I wish we got the quality of life patch next month and more content this month. It could have been better timed, but I also feel like with the whole Arcane event and Arcane Season 2, that all... I feel like kind of messed with their timetable because they had to just focus on getting that. And I think this is going to be a massive upgrade for the game overall, because it is, or it has been, a pain trying to find your champion sometimes, trying to find out, okay, who's actually upgradable and then who is not, because I just have like enough wild fragments. Where are relics? How can I actually search through relics? I think this is going to make the game so much better to play. This is going to be so good. And then this is the list of people rotating out. Honestly, the biggest champion change is that no longer counting wild fragments. That can be so much nicer. Yes, that will be very good. For sure, I'm going to enjoy the quality of life stuff, but I'm really bored with the game in the last 2 weeks. I mean, and that's the thing. It's a great game that you can pick up and play when you want. So hop in the game, be able to enjoy the new champion, enjoy doing anything you need to do, but this might be a month where you just focus on getting your daily wins in, maybe play some other games for a little bit, and then come back next month as well, because we're getting great updates every single month, and I don't think any game is really something you just want to only play that one game forever. It's sometimes good to just take a break for a little bit, come back. Mel was supposed to be released together with him, but due to Warwick and Bessa backlash, they delayed Mel. Which, they delayed Mel so they could work on her more, which I think is a large amount of the community is really good with. A slower month helps newer players catch up with champion level and starring. Yeah, I'll be decent. All right, it's almost about to be 2 o'clock, or the hour's about to roll over. So we're potentially going to get the patch notes out for everyone there. It was Mel they delayed, wasn't it the new Victor? No, I'm pretty sure it was Mel, because they showed a screenshot when they were teasing the champion roster update that had 6-star Mel sitting there in the photo. So we saw that it was 6-star Mel. So unless they had Mel and they also had a new Victor, which is not likely, and also Mel is the next champion coming to League, yeah, we know with pretty high certainty that it is Mel. Wonder if Mel reflects stuff like in League? I hope so. I hope so. Like, if you just have like a counterspell mechanic, so instead of playing a card like Deny that stops the spell, you just play this and like it reflects all spells on the stack or something crazy like that. That could be a lot of fun. January never had any big updates in Riot Games due to them not working for 2 weeks in December. It's been like that for ages. Yeah, which is understandable. Spell Shield but Reflect, that is a way you could do it as well. Instead of making it a spell you play, making it like a keyword. That could be cool. So many games don't slow the pace of new content, so they aren't able to make quality life improvements. Definitely appreciate them taking a bit of heat for putting out less content to improve the experience overall. I definitely agree. Like, I'm glad we are still getting a champion. If this was nothing but quality of life, while it still would have been decent overall, definitely would have understood that being a little bit sad. Oh, we got a notification here. Maybe do we get the patch notes? Okay, no, that's Runeterra report. I do know they are making some adjustments to the patch notes, so they might be taking a little bit longer to come out. Although also, they always appear slow for me. So if anyone has a link to the website when they see them, definitely go ahead and post that. Still no change to re-rolling the same power, sadly. No, but this is a bigger deal. This will improve the game more. Hopefully they are able to change that, though. Because, yeah, that is always frustrating when that does happen. But this is pretty big, because, yeah, the game hasn't really had that many quality of life improvements that have been added. Like, we've been getting more new content, which is great, but this is really going to help the game overall. And I hope that a couple times during the year, we do have patches that are adding in features like this that just improve the overall game, and it's not just new champions. But I am still happy we got at least a new champion. And I'm so excited to play with this. This is going to be going to be great. Especially for me, I know quite often when I'm trying to find a champion, I'll like scroll over them, or the fact that it's kind of flipped the monthly challenges and then the normal roster, like one is alphabetical and star powers and it's kind of flipped for the monthly challenges, so it's so hard to find anything. The fact you can actually just try to type in the champion you're looking for, or at least filter by like region or whatnot, will be very good. I get tired of constantly scrolling through champs and relics. Yeah, it's always the worst. This will be very nice to be able to actually just search for what you're looking for. And actually, the one thing they mentioned here, where is it? They can search their inventory based on text or the relic's associated cards and mechanics. This will be so nice for, again, like the overwhelm mechanic, just being like, I really need overwhelm on this unit. Being able to actually just search by overwhelm, look at all the different options you have, and then work on your build craft and be like, okay, which of these would work better for this champion, this deck? Because you're still looking at overwhelm, but right now there's like 5 different overwhelm relics, because you have Beast Within, Troll King's Crown, the common one that's just for your champion. There's the Ambessa one. There is Full Build. There is Chosen by the Stars. Like, all of those can give you overwhelm, but they all have different pros and cons to them. The Warwick one, yeah, there's another one. And so being able to actually sort here will be so good. All right, read up on the patch notes. All right, so this should be what we were seeing before. Yeah, the 1-star is still... I posted it in chat for anyone that wants to go pick up the patch notes. We have been going over them. It doesn't seem like they changed anything yet. They will be adding in like the additional photos, and then they will be adding the rotation here as well. So for anyone that wants to be able to scroll through the patch notes themselves, there's the link. Go ahead and go for it. All right, I think we have covered everything, and especially since you guys have this now, I want to go film a patch notes video to get up on YouTube. Hope this is able to help you all out. We'll be streaming and testing everything tomorrow and for the rest of the week. So hope you all have a great rest of your day. See ya. Hope to see you tomorrow as well.